Guys, dagnabbit nerds. So after I did some testing with Leaf last night, yes, it was incredibly stupid, and yes, I had a lot of fun doing it, even though I forgot about life and death. A lot of you were asking about certain things, like how far could you really go, and, well, that's why we're over here on the unit builder, which I'm including in the description along with our Gleam contest, and of course Twitter, Discord, come join us, have some fun, send us some units, I don't know, do us a solid. Anyways, but, well, as you can see here, we're over on this unit builder, and I'm going to show you just how far we can truly go. Mostly, this is thanks to a tweet by a user by the name of Henry White, who sent in a bunch of ideas and conceptual things when it comes to trying to just boost a unit. And of course, this is using Unit Builder to give you a better representation, because I can't do this myself, because of course, I don't have a plus 10 Mia, or a plus 10 of any of these other characters, so it's just going to be for fun to see how far we can take it, okay? So, when it comes to Mia, I think I said this in the video with Leaf, is that she has the highest speed. She just does. She has a natural 40, which is the highest available right now. And, of course, being that she's that speedy, you can also, of course, get her a, say, speed boon, and that'll just up it to 43. Now, from there, when it comes to trying to boost anything, we're going to go with what we did with, with our good buddy, Leaf. I just go Wu Dao because it's funny. Or Wo Dao, whichever you prefer to call it. And then, of course, we're actually going to add in Life and Death. 3, because I forgot to use it, give her a speed seal, and this gives you an idea of how far things can go when it gets to that. Now, just so we're clear, going to point this out again, speed is probably one of the worst stats to actually try to cap or get higher for any reason, because obviously after 50 you're not really going to be doing too much unless you're Ira, in which case you have a special that triggers off of it, and it's only exclusive to you, Ira, so congratulations to that. But, this is about getting that number as high as possible. So, let's say you summon support her as well, and let's say you have maybe... Okay, well... Here is an example of what some of you were kind of confused as to how I managed to get up to at least 65 with Leaf. That's because when you stack legendary characters, their effects stack. So technically, if you happen to have, say, a whole team full of, well, female Fell Robin, then you would have her at 65 speed naturally, and that, of course, is without buffs and all sorts of other nonsense. So, let's say you had a team that has a normal hone speed, well, then you get up to 69 naturally. And then, of course, if you were Tempest Trial, you would go even further than that. Now, let's say instead you also had some sort of I can't really say that this would be possible, but let's just up it to 7. You get the idea, right? And that's not even including, of course, merges. Just real quick. Oh, that's speed -1. Now, let's merge her to plus 10 to give you an idea. She, of course, has 73 naturally. And that is, of course, without certain things like, say, a hone speed, or even further, a, maximum plus 7. That's how far you can actually take the units. 80 speed is pretty damn high, just to give you an example. This, of course, is not the only stat you can technically boost. We have other characters you can do the same exact thing with, but this gives you an idea of how much it would take just to boost a single stat. It requires quite a lot. And, of course, now that buffs intermingle in such a way, especially when it comes to blessings, it's really just funny to see. So, let's move on to, say, the other character that was displayed in Henry's, which was Lucas. Lucas is, of course, a good boy. He's a very beefy boy as well. And... well, let's just give him defense, I don't know, HP minus. And, of course, at a merge, even with HP minus, we have a little bit more to work with, but still, nonetheless. Okay, so, let's give him a weapon that can give you an idea of how far. The idea is we're going to try and buff his defense. We're also going to get rid of the buff to his speed, because, well, obviously you don't want to do that. And then we're just going to buff his defense. We're going to give him things like Fortress Defense, just to further this along, and then, of course, give him a defense seal, because why not? And then from there, we have all sorts of other things we can do. Now, the only legendary hero that can actually give you a defense is, of course, Ephraim. Ephraim, being fire, he does have access to his buff, which is, of course, a lot of defense. Obviously, we're pretty high up there already at 71, but let's just say you have a fortified defense. Bam. Or maybe even a defense tactic later on. And then things like Tempest Trial and just stack it all the way up. There you guys go. That is what you have at the end of the day. Because, well, yeah. That's kind of a... That's kind of a lot, don't you think? Oh my goodness. 83 defense is quite a lot, but of course, you know, that whole +7 is probably not going to happen, and even with 3 Ephraims, you probably couldn't run defense tactics, so you're probably stuck with just, like, fortified defense. Either way, that's a pretty high up there defense value. Now, the current character that has the most, well, resistance, that actually belongs to Tharja, or at least Winter Tharja. Envoy. She has, well, naturally pretty high resistance. Now let's just get rid of Summoner Support. Oh, well, Tempest Trial bonus and the Summoner Support, just to give you an idea. And if she's merged up all the way to +10, she has quite a lot. Now, let's just take Candelabra, which is the weapon she has, and let's just enhance that with resistance as well. So, you get the basic idea. Let's also get rid of course, her +4 defense from Fortify, and you get the basic idea. Also, since this is technically Tharja as well, Fortress Res does work wonders. You get the basic idea. She's at 51 resistance, and then of course we can take things like Resistance Seal, and you get the basic example. Now that's of course without Summoner Support. We just top that up. Get 56, and then maybe like Fortify Res, you know, just, or at least maybe you have an armor who gives you something a little bit more, but we'll just go with, you know, a Fortify. And then of course the only blessing that can actually give resistance is Gunthra. Gunthra is the only person who can give it, at least right now, and you get up to 72, and that of course is without a Tempest Trial bonus, and, you know, of course if you were to buff it up even further. Probably do some other things with this, but you get the basic idea, right? That's a pretty hefty little bonus there. She can get very, very high. Oh, also I forgot about the Fortress Res seal now that I look at it. So Fortress Res is also a thing, so therefore you can technically do that as well. I mean, it keeps her attack over 50, so what's your problem? And now she has 81 res. Yeah, that gives you an idea of how far you can take things. The one question that I found very interesting, though, was how much HP can you get? Well, there's only one character that is currently in the game that has that, and of course he can't have speeds, you know, boons or banes, because he's, well, Arden, but you get the basic idea right now, right? You can see that. With Tempest Trial, he has 83. With this, 88. So if you were to build certain things, just give him any sort of, you know, weapon that could be enhanced. Not a Candelabra, that's impossible. But, you know, let's just give him a Slaying Edge. Why not? And just buff it with something like, say, Defense. You get 83 HP. Then just give him HP plus and everything. No, that's Fortress Defense. That's Fortress HP, apparently. HP. And just give him HP plus 5. And then give him HP plus 5. And then you take it even further and you shake it all about. And that's what it's all about, right? And then, of course, you know, you could just add in a Tempest Trial boost, and you don't even need an ally with blessings. I forget if that actually, you know what? Let's just give him I don't know, water blessings or something. Give him Fjorm, and Fjorm, and then of course, you know, get rid of the resistance as well. The resistance boost he doesn't need. There you go, 103. That's quite a lot considering. But if you've ever wanted to know how high stats can go, that would be how you would have to build it. You'd need a lot of legendary heroes, a lot of weird exclusive items, and certain things to fall on certain ways, like Tempest Trials, and of course having certain support bonuses. But, I mean, it can be done. It's just way too much effort. Alrighty, nerds. That was just me taking you through the stupidest process I've ever seen. But a lot of you are asking how far you could take a unit, and that's pretty much it. But do use the unit builder, because it's such a neat and easy way to, of course, build units, in case you haven't already been doing that. Now, you know, if I had actually put the correct things in here, let's say, you know, when I did my speed, yep, there we go. We're at 7, And I just want to check and see how far we could have gotten it if I had done this correctly, or at least a little bit better than what I had. Obviously, we're doing pretty well, and here's where I messed up. And boop-a-doop-a-doop. Life and death. And then, of course, speed, and then we go even further from there, but it's a really stupid thing, and obviously it's not something you're going to want to do, but you know what, I like giving him Earth Blessing, because, you know what, why not? And as you can see, 77! With Tempest Trial, of course, but still. And he's actually going to be able to get there with all that, but that gives you the idea. Either way, you can do it, just not worthwhile. See you nerds later. That was just me taking a look at all of that. Anyways, hope you have a great weekend. Bye, guys!